Zein konexio dago Varsovia eta metalaren artean?
Well, Warsaw is made of metal, quite literally, because there are a lot of skyscrapers out there, and there's a lot of metal in them, and concrete and glass. But there is
basically
also
that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
Well, in the 90s, there were a lot of metal bands. I feel like in Warsaw, everyone and their mother were playing in a metal band. Nowadays, it's not the case as much, but there are still some metal bands, just as like ours and like yours, second band, Tankograd. And Chainsword from the bands we are friends with.
But it's mostly underground, not those are not big names.
Yeah, those are
But the
upcoming bands.
Upcoming bands, yeah. But you should check the music for sure.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Nork egin zuen Afflictionen azala?
The artwork for Affliction was made by a guy named Łukasz Pach. He is an artist affiliated with a lot of major Polish metal bands like Behemoth or Vader or who else? Hate. This is how we got this connection, because I know Hate's guitarist Dominik Prikel. He actually recorded one solo for our album, and yeah, that's how I got the contact, and he designed our CD, and we are pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, the guy of great imagination and skillful. Oh my god, he's skillful.
Zaila da metala besten ikastea?
Well, that's not a question we can really answer.
But we heard so. It's not the easiest thing to do. Our vocalist is already used, so we're waiting for a new one from AliExpress.
Yeah. It's really a physical thing to do. It really seems to be draining him a little.
It requires lungs, mouth, and some balls, I believe.
Yeah.
Zenbat denbora egon zarete Affliction egiteko?
Ooh.
It's really hard to say when we started making this album, because the first compositions, when we made them, we didn't even know they will end up on a long play album. It was probably like 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, even more.
Yeah, or even more, possibly. We still played with a lot of different people. We had 2 guitars in our band back then. We had this additional guitarist. We had another bassist. The new bassist came to our band to help us record Affliction and help us with the promotion tour, but he will probably be leaving band in January. Yeah, so it's really hard to say. I think the most intensive period of work was like about a year, when we started to really polish up our compositions, and
before the studio
Yeah.
takings and
and really
Yeah.
we started to
close up things.
close up, finish up, polish it, learn to play our parts perfectly before recording, and yeah, the recording also took quite a lot of time.
We still do. Learn.
Yeah. Well, it's different in the studio and on the stage.
It is. That is true.
Yeah, so probably like 2-3 years in total, but really we were working on the album itself in the more focused and direct manner for probably like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We're not the fastest, but
we get there.
we get there.
Non jo izan duzue zuzenean?
So basically, we played in cities in Poland. We have never go abroad with PARAHUMAN. So we are waiting for some invitations, maybe, if you like. What are we doing here? And if not, come and see us in some Polish cities.
Yeah. We still have 4 concerts booked. One in Łódź, one in Wrocław, one in Warsaw, and one in Siedlce. And we will be playing them in December and January.
Ezagutzen duzu Euskal Herria? Gustatuko litzaizueke Euskal Herrian zuzenen jotzea?
So we don't really know a lot about Basque Country. Sorry. But yeah, if we want to play there, sure. If you can host us, we will gladly go there and play.
Yes.
Zer adierazten du zuen musikak?
So the main motifs on our album were the problems caused by the modern technology, by social media, and as the title suggests, also afflictions that touch us in our everyday life that were caused by those things. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we all had some experiences from our past, our present, that are not pleasant, and we tried to capture them. And each song is a kind of our disease that we should get rid of. So basically, that's it. You can read some lyrics. Maybe you'll find some for you.
Yeah. Also, the more in-depth explanation of the lyrics is on our site. Our vocalist had described more in detail what he meant when writing those.
Yeah.
Noraino heldu nahi duzue aflikzionekin?
As far as we can go!
Well, yeah, basically that's the idea. The first nice thing would be to just recoup the costs of recording this album. But
never gonna happen.
We are still getting there. Yeah. But it would also be nice to play some concerts, maybe outside of Poland.
Yeah.
Go to some festivals, play for some larger crowds than we are used to in Poland, because here we are mainly playing in small venues for
so far.
Yeah.
So far.
For a few dozen people. So it would be nice to go on a festival stage and play for a few hundred for a change.
Wait for us.
Yeah.
Nola egiten duzue abesti bat konposatzeko?
No, that's questions for you.
Yeah. So our composition process went basically like this. I usually made some riffs, or maybe even a whole song. I recorded the demo for those riffs or for the song. I presented it to the rest of the band, and in rehearsal we played those riffs or those songs, and then we gradually made improvements to it. We cut out the parts that we deemed were unnecessary. We added some new stuff, and through this collaborative process we arrived at the final form of the song.
And it's basically it.
Yep.
Amaitzeko nahi duzuena gehitu dezakezu.
What do we want to add?
That's a good question. So, yeah, you can check our music on Spotify, on Google Play Music, on basically every streaming platform.
Follow us everywhere.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram. We haven't made an account on Twitter, and maybe that was a good move, because who knows how long it will last. Yeah, so check our music.
And stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you for the interview. And yeah, Stay metal.
Yeah.